What's up, Eagles Nation, NFL world, and to our NFC East division rivals, especially those Dallas Cowboy fans who might be tuning in to watch us today. My name is Stephen Hyder. This is Gate City Sports Channel, and this is the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first off, let me start off by saying thank you all. This channel is starting to grow, starting getting a little traction. That's largely due to you guys. I have nothing to do with that part of it. That's all you guys. I appreciate it, man. Some of y'all that have been here since I had some of y'all was here back when I had under 10 subscribers, which really wasn't all that long ago. We're talking about a couple weeks ago, guys. So for y'all that have basically been with this channel since its early, inception and have been leaving comments, talking back and forth with me, hey, man, I really do appreciate y'all. And, at some point in time, I'm going to go ahead and write y'all's names down. I'm going to shout some of y'all out, man, because I do appreciate what a lot of y'all have done for me. All right, y'all, today's topic. Look, it's hate week. I'm not going to make any videos calling out individual content creators. I just think that shit's retarded. But what I will do is I want to talk for a second about the quarterbacks, Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz. And I really want to break down Dak Prescott because I watch a lot of the Dallas Cowboy content creators, and man, I don't know, man. I seem to be in the middle of everybody here to where I think Dak Prescott was largely underrated in the draft, highly overrated in the evaluation going on right now. That's just the way I feel about it. But I'm going to run some clips. I'm going to talk about what I see from Dak Prescott. And I'm going to really come down to what I think is one of the larger keys to victory on Sunday for both teams, which is going to be which quarterback can pick their team up. Because both of these quarterbacks are going to have to carry these teams to victory. Carson's going to have to be responsible for the Eagles. Dak's going to be responsible for the Cowboys. Whoever I think has the better game, and I'm not talking about statistics. Statistics are largely overrated. But whoever has that better individual game, I think, is going to be the main reason or the main contributor to why their team is atop the NFC East and has picked themselves up out of the situation. That's my opinion on it. All right, let's get to the content, guys.
If you don't like this matchup or he doesn't win with this double move, you got to be willing to come out and get this little win, and you got to win.
Okay, guys. I think I know what happened with that Josina Anderson report. See, I think she confused the text messages between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, or, Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott. Because as you can see there in that little clip from the QB school, you can see precisely Dak Prescott didn't check the ball down when the developing route wasn't there for a play. It wasn't there. You should have checked it down and picked up the first down. So I think Josina Anderson I think those texts got mixed up. I think that's what happened. All right, guys, to begin with, that's called the QB school. So if you kind of like this type of content where I do break down the X's and O's of games, and you want someone who's, I'm going to be forthcoming, who's a little better because they have way more experience doing this than I do, he's got a very good channel, okay? I love those type of things because I always learn something myself from these type of breakdowns of film. I mean, I'm a guy who, I played football, but I never played at the collegiate or the NFL level, of course. So, seeing these guys with these type of football minds, it opens me up. I mean, I learned a lot about football, not from playing, but actually coaching Pop Warner. That's where I learned a lot of football, to be quite honest. With that said, guys, I'm going to break down some film today because I'm going to say something about Dak to begin with. Number one, I think Dak Prescott has a very, very large arm, and he can really get the ball downfield. He's a big dude, just like Carson, right? He's got that big prototypical size, weight, strength, and he's got the arm. That's the positives about him. But I'm going to tell you guys, some of you Dallas Cowboy fans that really like to get on Carson Wentz about him being inaccurate at times, and I understand that when we look at something being accurate or inaccurate, there are always like little tidbits that can be missed quite easily if you don't understand the route, how the route's supposed to break. Is it an option? Is there an option in that route? Like, there could be confusion between the quarterbacks. So sometimes the inaccuracies aren't what they appear to be. One of the ones I think I pointed out a few weeks ago was there was a play where Alshon did not really, obviously dealing with injuries, he didn't break hard enough in a route against Green Bay, and it looked like Carson Wentz just really missed him on a pivotal third down play, when in reality it's not what happened. Alshon just he wasn't quick enough out of that break, and it really wasn't on Carson. It was really on Alshon and the injuries. So I get that those type of subtleties exist, guys. With that said, I want to break down something. I'm going to show you what I think is an absolutely brilliant throw by Dak Prescott, and it's a great throw. Then I'm going to break down some of the things where I kind of have to scratch my head about Dak and go, this is the guy some of you guys Dallas Cowboy fans think is a top 3 quarterback? I don't know. All right, let me roll some film. Here's the positive.
Beat him. That's not going to be an easy time. Prescott down the sideline and the pass.
On that particular play, I'm going to be honest, that was a great throw by Dak Prescott. It was put exactly where it needed to be against a very good coverage. That was a really well defended play. However, he threw it on that outside shoulder, put it in there. He made the reception. Originally, they called it incomplete. Well, the announcers, the play-by-play called it incomplete. Then later on, you could see clearly he drug his foot and made that completion. That was a hell of a throw. I'm not going to lie to you. Look, that's what I'm saying, that Dak Prescott can be highly underrated, especially when you looked at it from the draft perspective. I get it. I'm not arguing that point with Cowboy fans. What I am arguing is when you try to bring them into this elite conversation where you're talking about quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold, Carson Wentz, like, Deshaun Watson, this elite group of young guys that's coming up. I think Dak he's a group behind them, in my opinion. Just as brilliant as that throw was, I'm going to show you a play where you're just kind of like, how the hell do you miss that throw as an NFL quarterback? It just doesn't make sense for you to miss that throw. All right, roll the film.
Play action. Prescott steps into it. Cooper.
That throw right there, that's the throw right there that bothers me. In the very, very beginning of this, I showed you the QB school, and they showed you a clip from the Jets game to where really Dak made a bad decision. He should have came down with the ball. He should have checked it down. He shouldn't have taken that opportunity and that chance against Tremaine Johnson to try to fit that ball in. With that said, that was a horrible play design. Like that was on Kellen Moore. That was a shitty play design. However, on this one, Kellen Moore had a hell of a play call there. That was the right play call. He hit him with play action, held the linebacker and the safety. Okay, Dak had enough of a pocket to step up into the throw, had an breaking receiver wide as you can get open in the NFL. You don't get any more wide open than that. And he missed the fucking throw. He threw it on the backside of him. You can say the ball hit the receiver's hands. He's supposed to make that catch. I agree to an extent. But also, when you got a guy talking about $30 million a year, he better damn sure be able to make that type of throw. And that's the shit that gets me about you guys with Dak Prescott. He misses throws like this more than you guys would like to admit. And that's a problem if you're trying to pay a guy that kind of money. And I get this is head scratching because I'm going to show you another throw where hey, this is the good Dak.
Prescott.
Okay, that pass right there, good, strong NFL level throw. Not going to lie about it. The problem I have with Dak Prescott is for every good Dak, there's bad Dak.
One of the reasons why they've had to go to so many defensive backs against some of these running personnel.
They fake it to Elliott. And now Prescott.
Well, that was certainly bad Dak Prescott there, guys. All the SHIT shit I hear from the Dallas Cowboy content creators, I'm not going to call them out by name just because I'm not going to fuel them. Here's the deal. I hear it all the time. Dak doesn't stare down receivers. Carson Wentz has a bad tendency to stare down receivers. I don't fucking agree. Carson, this is to me is the true measurement of a quarterback is when you start seeing them adjust pass protection, when they start sliding receivers to match coverage, when they start dictating the offense to that extent. That's a quarterback who is much further along in their development, i.e. Carson Wentz, the lack of Dak Prescott. Okay? For all y'all talking staring down receivers, show me on that clip where Dak looked off anyone. He stared down his receiver, was it Sullivan, I believe, read his damn eyes the whole way, made an acrobatic play on the ball, picked it off. If he's not staring down that receiver, that doesn't happen. It doesn't. Because then Sullivan's not that sure of where the hell the ball's going. He knew exactly where Dak was going to put that ball. That's bad Dak. That's bad Dak. The problem I have with Dak is like I said, every bad Dak, there is a good Dak. And I'll show you good Dak again.
The injuries they've sustained, they've needed some bodies. Prescott hit as he throws, and the pass is caught.
On that play right there, it's not that it was a good pass because that really wasn't that great of a pass. That's not how I'm saying that's good Dak. I'm saying that's good Dak because he had to step into that pass. He took a shot as he was releasing that ball, and he has those physical attributes, size and strength, to still get the ball off in a manner that gives his player, Michael Gallup, his receiver a chance to make a play on the ball. And Michael Gallup honestly bailed him out. He made a good play on the ball, but it wasn't like Dak threw a horrible pass there. Just that one, he was a little fortunate with where the defensive backs were in positioning there, because it wasn't like he planned that one there. They got into his body and he couldn't put it exactly where he wanted to. That said, Michael Gallup made a good play on the ball. He was able to get that ball. Hey, that was a good Dak. That's the physical attributes, okay? That's the good. The problem is, for the good, there's the bad Dak.
Across the board with a chance to go deep.
Pass it.
Good Dak, meet bad Dak. Here's the problem I have with Dak. You look at a game like that, and you got people like Skip Bayless, and you got these other Cowboy content creators here on YouTube talking about, look how Dak Prescott brought us back in the game. Well, dude, you have to take Sharps back on this. He's right. Dak put them out of the game. It's like intentionally, what do they call them? The angels, where they potentially put people in harm's way and then rescue them. I mean, what kind of shit is that? He didn't almost bring you guys out of that. He didn't almost bring you guys back in that game. He brought you out of the game. He played you out of that football game. You can say, like, well, Green Bay doesn't back off. To an extent, that's true, but they get more conservative in their play calling on the offensive side. And while they are still going to play press, are they really dialing up the same blitzes? Are they really dialing up the same pressure, although the coverage scheme isn't playing when the game's 31-3. Let's call a spade here, guys. Let's call it what the hell it is. So I don't buy it. I don't. And this is what I'm saying is the key to the game. Is it going to be good Dak? Is it going to be bad Dak? Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not that comfortable in the Eagles secondary. Cowboy fans that might be listening in, I'm not saying that. I'm not. Like, our secondary is a shit show. We know that. With that said, even our secondary, if bad Dak shows up, it's still good enough to pick him off. It's still good enough to cause turnovers. That's what I'm saying, guys, about Philly. We've got to, look, pass rush has got to get there, okay? Do I think that Dallas will max protect? I do think they will a little bit because, like, I don't care if they throw Amari Cooper and Cobb out there. They're not healthy enough to play this game. This is pure desperation from their standpoint. So I still think that there's a possibility that they start going 12-man personnel on us. We might even see them try 21-man personnel. It's possible they might go with two backs. I don't know. I think they're going to do a lot to try to slow down the Eagles' pass rush. Screens. They're going to try, quick outs. They're going to try to do a lot, I think, to really slow down that pass rush. Because I'm telling you, if our pass rush starts getting home on these long developing plays on Dak Prescott and bad Dak shows up, that's key to victory there, in my opinion, guys. All right, y'all. That's what I got for y'all today. A little bit of hate week spill here about Dak Prescott. You know what time it is. I'm going to ask you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. And, hey, Dallas fans, we got a little something for y'all. All right, y'all ready? This is how we close out this YouTube channel. We go something like this. EAGLES. All right, let's go, Eagles.